Yes, I'm late with the AliExpress sale roundup, but that might actually be a good thing. Because I've already sifted through the chaos and I've picked out a handful of watches that genuinely stand out, including a couple of bangers I'm seriously tempted to buy myself. So let's get straight into it. Nowadays, it takes quite a lot for Pagani Design to catch my attention, but this one actually looks very good. And correct me in the comments if I'm wrong, but it feels like Pagani finally moving away from their usual strategy of homaging whatever high value model happens to be popular and instead doing a proper homage. Because this looks like a modern interpretation of the original turnograph, and an actually more sympathetic one than a lot of the Datejust Thunderbirds that came after it. It's a simple idea, but the proportions look good and I expect it to follow the usual Pagani formula. Competent without being exceptional, but still representing solid value for money. Specs include a 39.5mm brushed and polished stainless steel case, 46mm lug-to-lug and about 12mm thick. It has sapphire crystal with AR coating, C3 loom on the hands and dial markers, a screw-down crown and case back giving 100 metres of water resistance, and the Seagull SD16 movement inside. That movement is basically a Chinese-built Miyota 8215. Nothing exciting, but generally reliable. It's currently sitting at a pre-sale price of about 78 quid. And knowing Pagani, there'll probably be coupons floating about as well. So this one could be one to keep an eye on if you like the style. Next up is something that sort of blurs the line between microbrand and AliExpress staple. This one's from Kooper, a British microbrand that designed this very no-nonsense military diver, and then, like most sensible brands, had it manufactured in China. Nothing unusual there, lots of microbrands do, whether they tell you they do or not. My guess, and it's just guesswork, is that part of the deal allows the manufacturer to sell a few themselves, which is why you'll also find it popping up on AliExpress from time to time. Usually though, it's pretty much the same price, it has to be said. But the watch itself does look great. Great in that no-nonsense tough 90s military diver vibe. And it's not just pretending to be as hard as nails either. It comes with a Miyota quartz movement, a solid steel case, and a frankly excessive 300 metres of water resistance. So yes, this thing was designed to survive the apocalypse, probably. Specs-wise, it's 42mm across, a fairly compact 47mm lug-to-lug, mineral crystal, 300 metres of water resistance, that bulletproof Miyota quartz movement, and of course, a NATO strap. Normally, it's about £95, but if the sale knocks a few quid off, I think this is very solid value for a microbrand watch, in inverted commas. Next up is the Proxima PX1743, and since getting my first Proxima, the PX1697 a few months ago, I've become a bit of a cheerleader for the brand. Because for the money, I honestly don't think you can get better on AliExpress. The quality is right up there with the very best brands on the platform, but Proxima somehow always manages to come in a bit cheaper. And FYI, I don't feature the PX1697 in this list, but I'm still fully expecting it to be one of the best deals in the sale, so the link is in the description and my full review should be popping up right now. And this, the PX1743, should be no different. Plus, it's an absolute stunner. The standout is that oil-pressed dial with the swirling pattern, which gives the whole thing a really interesting sense of movement. As far as I can tell, it's completely unique to this model and it looks fantastic. Then there are the little details that Proxima tend to get right. Things like the cap centre pinion, which sound minor, but it's one of those finishing touches that just makes the watch look properly complete. Specs are solid too. A 37mm stainless steel case, 46.5mm lug-to-lug and about 10.7mm thick, with sapphire and AR coating, BGW9 loom, a screw-down crown and the excellent Miyota 9015 inside. Water resistance is 100 metres, so it's not really a hardcore diver, but that's clearly not the point here. Colours are blue, red and a really nice green, which will probably be my pick. It's usually just over £200, but if the sale drags it below that, this could be a very good buy. Next up, this Seestern doing what Seestern does best, making a homage of some long-forgotten or overlooked model. Although calling this one forgotten is a bit of a stretch, because Gerard Perregaux actually re-released it recently in collaboration with Bamford. That one will cost you somewhere around 12 to 15 grand. This one, slightly less. The whole package is pure 1970s nostalgia. A squared off cushion case and colour combinations that look like they were lifted straight from your nan's bathroom tiles. It's got retro numerals, splashes of orange, blue and white, and hands with orange loom that almost looks slightly patinaed. Then there's the internal rotating bezel, which feels like a very 1970s solution to a problem that didn't really exist while introducing problems that shouldn't exist. But I still kinda love it. Specs wise, you get a compact 38mm case, 40.3mm lug to lug and about 12mm thick. With 100 metres of water resistance, a Miyota 8215 and a colour match waffle silicone strap. The pre-sale price is £175, which does feel pretty strong, so you'll need to look out for a decent discount price, stack a few sale coupons on top, and you might end up with something that looks very interesting to watch nerds. To everyone else though, the reaction will probably be, what the hell is that? This one has all the hallmarks of a watch I should absolutely hate. It's quartz, it's got a brass case, a mineral crystal, a pathetic 30 metres of water resistance, and made by a brand that started out making cheap copies of microbrand watches that were already in the reasonable price bracket. Oh, and they seem to have just swiped the Dolce & Gabbana logo and made it their own. And yet, I can't stop checking out the listing. Because the design is so ridiculous, it works. It's a space-themed dial with a chunky little 3D planet in the middle, and instead of a normal hour hand, you get a magnetic ball bearing that floats around the dial, marking the hours. You can choose from Mars, Saturn, Jupiter, or, my personal favourite, Uranus. Because who doesn't want to spend the day wrist deep in Uranus? Yeah, sorry. Specs are fairly chunky, a 43mm case, a huge 52mm lug to lug and 12mm thick. It comes on a silicone strap and is powered by the Seiko VK32 quartz movement. Objectively, it's a bit daft. But if this drops to under 90 quid in the sale, I have a horrible feeling it'll end up in my basket. The Militardo ML20 is basically the watch for anyone who likes the Sinn U50 but has two problems with it: the size and the price. I've always liked the U50, but it's too big for me and all other sparrow-leg-wristed people. It also sits in an awkward category, where I'd love to own one, but I know I wouldn't wear it enough to justify spending that much money on it. But Militardo have basically solved both of those issues. They've shrunk it slightly, and they've made it cheap enough that you wouldn't feel guilty if it only came out the watch box every couple of months. Visually, it's exactly what you'd expect. That very recognisable U50 aesthetic, just scaled down to about 90%. You still get the sandblasted case, the very clean, easy to read black dial, and those blocky hands with the needle tips. If that finish isn't your thing, there's also a blue dial version with a brush case, and even a black PVD option. Specs are pretty decent too. A 39mm case, 46mm lug to lug and about 11.3mm thick, a 120 click bezel, 200 metres of water resistance, a steel bracelet and the PT5000 inside. If the sale drops into this sub £150 range, that's a lot of watch for the money, even if it's 10% less watch than the original. Next up is this recognisable integrated chronograph, which I've featured previously, and I fully expect, as with most things Eniton have been putting out, it will be top quality. Obviously, it's not breaking new ground in the design. It's that classic integrated bracelet chronograph design that every watch nerd recognises instantly. But the interesting bit is what they put inside it. Instead of the usual low-beat manual ST19 chronograph you see in watches on AliExpress, this one uses the Peacock SL4801, a column wheel vertical clutch automatic chronograph with flyback, and running at 28,800 beats per hour. So mechanically, it's actually pretty awesome. Size-wise, this is the 38mm version, which makes it far more wearable than most integrated chronographs that tend to drift into dinner plate territory. Then there's the dial colours: silver, panda, teal and a lilac option, which, slightly embarrassingly, is the one I like the most. Price is normally just under £470, which definitely isn't cheap for AliExpress standards, but going by the previous sales, expect a fair whack off that price before the coupons are applied. So this could end up being a very interesting buy for the money. On paper, this Hruodland really shouldn't work. It's a bit of a mismatch of watches and genres that shouldn't really go together. It has an engine-turned bezel reminiscent of early Kings, Dauphine hands you normally expect on a Grand Seiko, elegant elongated teardrop markers that really shouldn't be anywhere near a sports watch, and a Jubilee style bracelet that definitely shouldn't be anywhere near a dress watch. But put together, I think it looks fantastic. It comes in two colour options, an inky black with gilt accents, and my pick, a lighter orange fume dial that looks like it's been patinaed by years in the sun. Specs include a compact 36mm brushed and polished stainless steel case, 43mm lug-to-lug and 12mm thick. It has a sapphire crystal, a small splash of BGW9 loom, a screw-down crown and solid case back giving a healthy 200m of water resistance, with the option of either a PT5000 or SW200 movement. Expect a sale price starting at under £200 before coupons for the PT5000 version. It's just a shame they went with a line of text reading "High Specification Watch" on the dial. Next up is this Seagull, and recently I've actually received one of their watches in for review on the channel, so watch this space. But having had that in hand really reminded me just how good the quality can be from Seagull for the money. And this one might end up being one of the best deals in the entire sale, especially if coupons get stacked on top of what is already a very low price. The watch itself is simple but nicely thought out. It has a rounded brush case with a polished accent bezel, and the dial follows the same theme. Clean and tidy, but with a bit of character thanks to the small second subdial at 6 o'clock. Specs are solid too: 40mm stainless steel case, 47mm lug-to-lug and a fairly slim 10mm thick. It has a sapphire crystal, 50m of water resistance, a leather strap and the Seagull ST17 movement inside. Nothing extravagant, but all very competent. Although the real attraction here is the price. It's currently sitting at around £55, so there may not be a huge discount, but stack a couple of coupons on top of that and this thing could end up being a very tidy watch for not a lot of money. Welly Merck's answer to the fully loomed Zodiac Super Seawolf is one of the favourite watches I've had in for review. It's not the most high-end watch, but it offers an immense pound-for-punch ratio. It's modern looking, chunky, feels well made, but essentially it's priced at a point where it can be used as a really good beater. The dial colour helps too. That bright lime green centre is loud, modern and exactly the sort of colour that suits the design. But the real party trick is that full loom dial. When the lights go out, the entire dial glows blue, while the marker's hands and bezel pip light up green. So you get this really cool layered effect where everything looks almost like it's floating above the dial. Specs include a 42mm stainless steel case, 48.3mm lug-to-lug and about 12.5mm thick, with a ceramic bezel insert, sapphire with AR coating, 200m of water resistance and the reliable NH35 movement inside. Pre-sale price is around £147, so once the sale discounts and coupons kick in, this could end up being an even better beater option than it already is. If you know me, you'll know I'm a massive Oris fanboy, and the only watch in my entire collection I'll never sell is my Aquis GMT. And naturally, the modern Big Crown pointer date is very high on my list of future purchases. The only thing stopping it being my next watch is the global tradition of governments, especially here in the UK, making such a mess of things that buying watches has to take second place to feeding my kids. Thankfully, Addiesdive have come up with something that scratches a similar itch and costs less than my 4 kids' McDonald's order. Now, this isn't a proper four-hander pointer date like the Oris, but it has the same overall look, the vibrant dial colours, those big blocky loom numerals, and knowing Addiesdive, the loom will probably be ridiculous for the money. Specs are tidy too. a 37mm case, 46mm lug-to-lug and just 9mm thick. It has a sapphire crystal with AR coating, which at this price with these governments is unbelievable. A screw-down crown and caseback giving 100 metres of water resistance, BGW9 loom, the Miyota High Torque Super 2035 quartz movement, and a steel bracelet in true Addiesdive fashion at the slightly awkward 19mm. It's currently floating around the £50 mark, but coupons in the sale could drop it even lower, which means this watch might end up costing less than it takes me to heat my house for a day. Thanks, Keir. Now, I've had my eye on this one for a while, and I've been talking to the brand about getting one on the channel to review. But, as always, I assume they're holding out for watch reviewer royalty before settling for second best, i.e. me. Which is a shame because it looks ridiculous in a good way. This is a 500-metre automatic dive watch that comes with a great-looking chunky carbon fibre case and dial, an industrial-looking bezel, and those thick blocks of loom that act as indices and numerals. It really does make you wonder what the catch is, and unfortunately, it might be the name, Dreamas. Every time I read it, I'm still not convinced that this isn't a company that mostly sells mattresses and bedsheets. But branding aside, the watch itself is pretty serious. You get a 44mm carbon fibre case, titanium crown and caseback, sapphire crystal, huge chunks of superluminova, 500 metres of water resistance, an FKM strap, and the dependable but unremarkable Miyota 8215 inside. And if you can get this for under £200 in the sale, it feels like a lot of watch for the money. Oh, and if carbon fibre is not your thing, Dreamas offer a version with titanium, so you still get that lightweight feel, but with a bit more conventional look. Now this SUJS is hardly new or groundbreaking, but it's a watch I've been watching for a long time. Purely because of the design. It's clearly borrowed, but it looks like it's been done very well. And if every other SUJS I've handled is anything to go by, the finishing should be excellent. The inspiration is obvious. It borrows very heavily from the Blancpain Air Command. But honestly, that's no bad thing. It's a fantastic design, it's a busy dial, but the bi-complex chronograph layout keeps everything nicely balanced and symmetrical, so it feels structured rather than cluttered. The watch comes in 4 versions, 3 stainless steel models with black, green and blue dials, and a gold-coloured steel version with a blue dial. And you'll probably hate me for this, but that last one would actually be my pick. It looked fantastic. So why haven't I bought one yet? Simple. My wrists are so small they make a Hello Kitty watch look oversized, so this one is just out of my reach. But if you're a normal-sized human, you might not have this problem. Specs include a 42mm case, 51mm lug-to-lug and 11.5mm thick. With a sapphire crystal, 50 metres of water resistance, the Seagull ST19 chronograph movement with swan neck regulator, and a leather strap. It's currently hovering around £200, but given how long this has been around, I expect to see some decent sale discounts and coupons. Next up is this Ixendow integrated bracelet sports watch. And design-wise, this one's doing a lot of things right. It's clearly leaning into that classic integrated sports watch formula. Sharp case lines, slim bezel and a clean dial layout, but it manages to look interesting without feeling like a straight-up photocopy. Which, after their previous offerings, is a welcome update. The dial is clearly where this one stands out. It keeps things fairly minimal overall, but there's enough texture and detail there to give it some real character, rather than just another flat dial with a logo stuck on it. And recently, the dial lineup has been updated with new options, specifically 8 different dial finishes, including salmon red, green and blue coin textures, some really classy black and white enamel finishes, and of course that stunning mother of pearl Tang Dynasty chainmail style texture that adds a ridiculous amount of personality to the design. Specs are what you'd expect from a high-end AliExpress piece. A 37mm stainless steel case, 44.5mm lug-to-lug, sapphire crystal, 100 metres of water resistance and the excellent Miyota 9015 automatic inside. Price usually sits at around £335, so it's definitely not a budget piece, but if one of those dial finishes catches your eye, this could be a really interesting pick in the sale. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one.